know. Whew, it's so warm in here. So for purposes of COVID, family and even some of the graduates opted to log in virtually. Some of us are still very scared, but we'll get through that, right? So, good afternoon and welcome. For those of you in the room who do not know who I am, my name is Alice Frazier. I'm the Vice President of the Financial Opportunity Center, Workforce Development, Vocational Skills Training. Here we have multiple multiple jobs, should we say, right, Ms. Frazier? I do ask for you to bear with me. Experiencing some vocal fold issues here, so it sounds like I'm a little winded, and because I'm supposed to pause a lot, and that you would be here forever if I had to do that. But the first thing I want to say is something special to the students. And I'm always giving quotes. I do talk a lot to my staff. That's probably why I have this issue. But I just want to start by saying this, because this year has been, as did the year prior, has been very challenging for many of us. And this was actually one of our first programs we rolled out, vocational program that we rolled out virtual. It started out virtual except for the technical end of it. So I want to say this to you all. Success is not final. Failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Those of you who have endured the many challenges that we have with rolling out the program, we had some of our trainers that contracted COVID. We had to delay the process, so it took a little longer than we anticipated. But every step of the way, you were willing and able. You showed up on time. You even prompted us sometimes when we needed to get some things together. And I appreciate this, because at the end of the day, we're all in this together. There's no us without you, and vice versa. And your success is our success here at the league. I will, before I bring on, as my colleague would say, our fearless leader, because this is probably the last time I'm on the mic, right? Yeah. But I do want to say a couple of things to my staff, and this is another quote by Steve Jobs. It says, "Great things in business are never done by one person. They're done by a team of people." And I just want to say to my team, thank you so much, because without you, none of this would be possible. But I also want to take a minute to say thank you to my leaders, who are often in the shadows and not at the forefront. And many of you don't always get an opportunity to see them. But it is their work, their commitment to the process, and the commitment to supporting us that we're able to show up every day for you. That is Ms. Sermon, who is our Chief Operating Officer, and Ms. Frazier, our leader. One thing that Ms. Frazier always said in every speech I've watched over the 8 years, she said, even in the midst of COVID, when we didn't have a food bank, we turned it in. We turned our facility into a food bank. When PSC&G wanted the whole site, she said only half the site, right? She said, because we got to feed people. And the one thing she said, if not us, then who? We are required to show up for one another. I am proud and honored to be here today. I'm proud and honored to be part of your success and your career pathway. But I'm also honored and proud to be part of this wonderful team here at the Urban League of Essex County. Without further ado, I would like to bring on our fearless leader, Vivian Cox Frazier, President and CEO. Round of applause.
Graduating is just a wonderful experience. It's really an indication of all of your hard work and really the hard work of the Urban League team. This is why we're here. This is why we exist. So let's be clear. We exist to serve our community and to serve individuals seeking to advance economically, and that's our work. So your success, as Ms. Alice Fraser said, is our success. So I'm just really excited. And the construction training program, we've done several variations of this program over the last few years in construction. I'll just give a little bit about my personal story and why it's important to me. That's really about my father. My father had a third grade education, and he migrated from the south to the north, just like a lot of people looking for opportunity. And he tried to figure out what was his path forward. And I'll tell you, my father learned a trade. He started a business, He worked like a dog, and his daughter got an Ivy League education. And I'm saying that pathway exists, I believe, for you and for your children and your family. And that's what we exist, to create pathways for our families. So construction is a way that you can actually build a job that you can sustain yourself in, get a wage. That's why we partner with unions, so that we know that through a union, you're able to access higher wage opportunities, also the training and the skills needed to advance with opportunity. So I really want to thank everybody. I've been given some instructions about what to say. Not that I did, but I'm going to make sure I hit these talking points and nothing else. But so I know we have a program with about 40 students, 23 students are graduating, and we have an additional 17 in the pipeline. This is the second cohort we've done, and I'm going to tell you, the first cohort was super successful. So they've laid the path, and we have some people here to talk about what they've been able to do. No, you're able to do that too, and we're here to help you. It's just a start, okay? So I know you've received job readiness and college readiness training. You've received 4 industry recognized certifications. Those will take you far. I'd like to recognize the partners. We have Next Wave, Brian Turo, ECC, Vocational, Northeast Contractors, IJB Electrical, Homeworks Construction, Santos Construction, and I'm happy to see the Carpenters Union here today too. So that's a great opportunity. So really, we can't do this without partners. And I'm gonna say our team is phenomenal in terms of turning over stones or rocks or whatever. So one thing I learned from the first PACE program, they were going all over the state, wherever there was an opening, the unions, they're not all like local, they're different places, and different unions have different open periods, and you just gotta keep pushing. So I'm saying, one, don't give up, okay? Don't give up, keep pushing. It may not happen right away, but we're here with you all the way. So Whitney Young was the president of the National Urban League, and he had a quote, and if you come by my office, you'll see it right on the wall downstairs, which says, "It is better to be prepared. It is better." What is that quote? I'm about to mess it up, and I'm on line. Okay. It is better to be prepared for an opportunity and not have one than have an opportunity and be unprepared. So just know that what we're here to do is to make sure you're prepared. And I'm gonna say, you did this program, you completed the program. And for our union representatives, I want you to know they are prepared. Right? So now that they're prepared, they'll be ready to help you and all of our partners. And that's really what it's about. And the other quote I have is on my office wall, which is from Mary McLeod. It says, "If we have the courage and tenacity of our forefathers who stood like a rock against the lash of slavery, we will do today. We will do for today what they did for theirs." So ours is about advancing opportunity economically for our families. And just know that the Urban League is with you today and tomorrow and the future for you yourselves and your family. So we have programs for children. We have programs for seniors, from infants and toddlers all the way to seniors. And next thing you got to do, you're going to get in the union, you're going to get your job, and we're going to build the houses, and you're going to buy one. So that's the other thing. So my goal is to get everybody owning and building wealth and making our communities better. So thank you so much again. Thank you for the Urban League team members, all the work you do. I salute you. Because I tell you, I don't really serve anybody. Like I get to do the wave. I get to come into a little presentation. But if not for their work and their commitment and your hard work, I wouldn't have that story to tell, right? I wouldn't have that success to celebrate. And that's really my job, is to celebrate the success of the team, to celebrate your success. And I just really am excited. So thank you. Thank you. I get to bring up Sister Camilla.
Miss Fraser, and I don't want Miss Fraser to fool you. She does more than just a wave. There's someone on that next level who is pushing and fighting, and really fighting for you and for us to do our job to make sure that you guys are getting the services that you're providing. So, she's more than just a smile, but it's an honor for me to be here. I just want to say thank you for everyone. Thank you for you guys. Like, Ms. Frazier mentioned the teamwork, just allowing this opportunity to happen. But before I start, I can't go without recognizing the level of gun violence that's been happening throughout the country. So if we just take a few seconds just really to give a moment of silence so that we can recognize the gun violence. All right, let's get back to celebrating. Let's get back to celebrating you. And it's funny because I have some bullet points that I put together. But I'm farsighted. So in order for me to really kind of look at my bullet points, I got to put my glasses on, but then I can't see you, so I got to take them off, so I'm not going to do that. So I'm just going to stay like this. And what I'm going to say is that, I do need to do, because I have a quote, and I'm piggybacking off our team. I guess, we have a lot of synergies. But there's a quote that I want to start off with, because this is important, and it really is relatable to what we went through as a program in this class. And it's a quote by Muhammad Ali. And it's part of my email signature. And I remember a couple of the guys pointed out to me about that quote. And Muhammad Ali said, and I don't think I have, well, yes I do. It isn't the mountains ahead to climb that wear you out. It's the pebble in your shoe. Now let's think about that man, who has so many quotes of so many different kinds, and something as simple as that. It's not the mountain ahead that wear you out, it's the pebble in your shoe. And boy, did we have some pebbles, right? When we thought about this program, we had some pebbles. And you guys are a testament that you had that pebble in your shoe and you continued on. Because you've seen people in your class drop out for a number of reasons. Maybe that pebble in that shoe was too big for them to endure. But we're going to celebrate you today because you endured that pebble. You strove through pandemic. There was a part of our program where we started, then we stopped. Then it was holiday breaks. Then, like Ms. Frazier said, one of the computer instructors caught COVID, and you guys persevered, and you guys went through that. And I'm proud of all of you guys for that. And it's funny because we had a number of things that we're going to provide for you, and then I have some special acknowledgments that I'm going to provide. But I could give every one of you a special acknowledgement. I really could. But that would take the whole ceremony up, but I didn't want to do that. But let me say I have another honor as well. Because before I go on and we provide the certifications and different things like that, and you've seen Ms. Sermon here, our COO, I don't think we forgot about her. She's the closer. Ms. Sermon is the closer. She's going to come in and shut it down. So we haven't forgotten about her. But before I continue and before we move on to certifications, we have the honor of having one of the previous PACE graduates here that's going to share his story and share his successes, because he experienced a number of failures and a number of successes, and we just got some great news today. So without any further introduction, Mr. Victor Sanchez.
Definitely not gonna make this look as good as they did. I'm gonna be reading from some paper, and I'm definitely nervous. All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Victor Sanchez. I am a graduate of the first PACE program class. First off, I would like everyone to give a round of applause to the graduating class. They deserve it. I would like to make this as quick as possible because today isn't about me, it's about you guys. I am living proof that the program works. I was not only able to gain employment at PCG, but also able to pass every test I applied for on my first attempt. I'm not stating this to boast, but to illustrate that the PACE program works if you put the work in. If you are able to remain resilient and persevere, you will absolutely find your calling in a new career of choice. In your class, you guys will be the next generation of carpenters, plumbers, and electricians, careers that you can be proud of. In my experience with the PACE program, I have never met a group of people that was so passionate about the success of their students. I can recall one of the most firm handshakes I've ever experienced with Miss Alice Frazier. I remember showing up early every day and helping Miss Sermon pull the gates up. I recall talking to Miss Vivian Frazier and her husband at graduation. I asked her husband if it would work, and recall him telling me, if my wife says it will, she always makes it happen. You have no idea. I'm not sure if he said that with fear in his eyes, but I do understand happy wife, happy life. And of course, Ms. Williams and her amazing and informative emails, and everyone else at the Urban League of Essex County. I started as a meter reader in March of 2021, switched to customer service in February of this year, and yesterday I received a phone call from HR and was offered a position as a division mechanic assistant. I just reached my goal of becoming a member of the IBEW at PCNG. It's easy, just persevere, guys. I'm talking about over 30 applications and interviews. Like, you just gotta keep on trying. And I want to give a big thanks to the help of the Urban League of Essex County's PACE program, my wife, my kids, and my family's optimism. I've gotten where I am today. And if it can work for me, it can work for any of you. At the graduation of the next PACE class, one or more of you will be doing what I'm doing today and will illustrate your journeys of success. All right? Thank you all, and congratulations.
What an excellent testimony. Congratulations. And that's one of the things that, we are really stressed about persevering and really moving forward and continuing on with your programs. There were a number of you who, I met with each one of you individually. We talked about it. We had one-on-ones. You really talked about your determination that you want to change your career path. You want to change your life. You want to build for your family. Well, this is definitely a great step in that direction. Because when I think about leadership, leadership starts with you. Finishing this program, that's leadership. You had to make decisions to persevere to, financial issues, how you're going to deal with your children, how you're going to do this, X, Y, and Z. So you began and ended with leadership. And with leadership means that you've learned, which means that you're liberated. And now it's time to go out and show what you've learned here and use that leadership to move forward in the next direction. Get that position, get that job, and fulfill your goals. So from this point, from this period here, what we're going to do is we're going to start awarding you the additional certificates, and let me talk about that a little bit. First, let me give some acknowledgments. Let me acknowledge PSCNG, Ms. Waltazia Monsanto, really been working hard with us to really get you guys to graduate and move on from PACE and move into the PSCNG industry. Let me thank the Next Wave, Brian Turo, really working out on how we're going to get these certifications done and how we want to really work this in-person thing and really providing additional services. Because one of the things that wasn't initially scheduled for the PACE program was the SST card. And that was something that Mr. Turo came to me and said, hey, listen, if you're open to it, let me provide an extra 2 hours and you guys can receive an SST card, which allows you to now not just look in New Jersey, but allows you to look in the state of New York. So that was just an excellent add. All of our partners that Ms. Frazier mentioned, and hope I'm not missing anyone. But it was just a great teamwork, and by team I mean Urban League and I mean my participants, because we really got together and really made this happen. So thank you so much. So at this time, I'm gonna bring Ms. Frazier back up. We call this session Receiving the Photos. Ms. Sermon as well. Receiving your certification and having photo ops with the next one. And as I call your name, please come up. Oh, I did say I was going to do 2 certifications. So the 4 certifications received: OSHA 30, fall prevention, confined space entry, and supported scaffolding. Great job, great job. And we've added some extras to really help you on your journey to get you started. We had the hard hat, my goal was really to take the plastic off, fasten it up, and so you can have it, take the picture with the hat on, but you know, I was told I have manicured hands, and I wasn't able to fix the hat up, so it's here for you. You know, after we enjoy our light refreshments, we can definitely have additional pictures that we take, especially as a whole team.
Yes.
So the first one, and I'm so proud of her, Miss Angel Jones. Thank you. This individual isn't here right now, but I did want to give him some special acknowledgement. Because the reason why he's not here is because he was promoted to a manager position. So I just wanted to make sure I stated that for the people who are watching, because he told me he was going to try to allow it going while he's working and he would have some of his family. So Mr. Akul McBride, this here is for you. Like I said, I'm proud of all of you. This gentleman here, and I'm gonna talk about him later, but I'm gonna call up who I like to call my Frenchman, Mr. Gregor Laborde. Gregory Laborde. This is my guy, and I thought I was his guy until I realized he used that with everybody. Mr. Jamal
Good job.
Another worker, Mr. Derek Walker. I remember meeting this guy virtually and talking to him. And before I even mention his name, I just want to say, Mr. Martina, the dad, you got a great son. Yuri Martina. Another worker just received an additional job that he wanted to finish out his current job, Mr. Joe Fierro. There's a lot I can say about this next gentleman, but I'm especially proud of him, Mr. Noel. I better make sure I get his name right so he don't knock me out. I'm very proud of this gentleman, this young man, Mr. Carl Wilson. The knock me out comment is because he's boxing in the Golden Glove, so let's push him. This gentleman isn't here, but I would be remiss if I didn't mention his name. I had a reward for him, but unfortunately he wasn't able to make it. Mr. Sandoval, I'm just gonna say Mr. Sandoval. Henry Sandoval. young woman. There's a lot I can say about her, but I have an award for her, so I'll talk about a little bit more about her. Miss Noria Lopez.
Thank you so much.
To the road that's less traveled. Very proud of her and her commitment, Miss Maria Rivera.
Thank you. Okay, get
This guy has to be the coolest guy on earth. I think the class already know what I'm talking about. Mr. Ronald Another worker, Mr. Quince Melvin. Congratulations. I'm just going to bring him up because I have an award for him as well, and I'm going to talk about him very briefly in a little bit. Mr. Shabazz Jones. This is my brother from another mother, my favorite phone caller. Even if I send an email, he still calls. My staff know who that is. Mr. Salim Muhammad. Before I mention people could not make it today. Mr. Travis Campbell, congratulations. Mr. Sam Bowers, congratulations. Ms. Sparkle Moore, congratulations. And last but not least, I call her my quiet assassin. Very, very focused, and she's very quiet about it, very focused. Ms. Shereen. Let's give a round of applause to all of them. So I have a few acknowledgements I'm going to make really quickly before I bring on our closer. I just wanted to call a few people out, just for different things. Like I said, I interviewed with everyone one-on-one, so I really feel like I have a very personal connection with you guys. This first one is a certificate of award for recognition to your commitment and determination. This award goes to Ms. L'Oreal Lopez. Ms. Lopez was a single mom. I mean, Ms. Lopez used to come out of class and she would say, they stole my scooter. They stole my scooter. So I was like, the scooter, like, well, first of all, why would you leave your scooter out? I didn't know she was talking about the video where she was so dedicated and determined with kids, with your children, complaining, having one-on-one. So we, this is really special for me to present you with this award. Like I said, I can give everybody an award. I really can. Let me get my shout out award first, because I was really trying to find an award for you, Mr. Shabazz Jones. I want to talk about you real quick. We had our first informational in person, literally right here in this room. And it's funny because me and Ms. Frazier, we think alike. So Mr. Jones was in his seat looking very disinterested, looking very like, why am I here? Slouching. And and one of the things that we like to talk about is your body language, your posture, and what does that mean, and what does that say to those who are looking at you, especially when you're here trying to get into a program to really better yourself. And I remember looking over, and as soon as I stepped out the room, Ms. Frazier, did you see that? She didn't have to say who. Did you see that? I said, I sure did. And we were on the same page. But let me tell you about Mr. Jones. He came in that first day slouching. I put him to the side and just kind of reiterated about your body language. But Mr. Jones showed up every day. Yeah. What you guys didn't know is I was sneaking on a virtual session. Maybe you saw my name. But I'm taking notes. I'm watching to see who has their camera on, who's being prepared. When you guys were in here, I would walk by to see. And so, Mr. Jones, you took that slouch, invited and added your wife to the program, and both of you are headed in the right direction. I was trying to find an award, but I was like, that's a special acknowledgement. This next award goes to my choir sax in the stream. Your silence, your commitment. I mean, you guys don't know, after class, you will come to me and just really talk about the benefits of the program and how she could benefit, and different things like that. So, congrats, I'm very proud of you. Now, this award, let me explain how this award came about. Because this is an award for your commitment to excellence. So when we started doing the virtual sessions, there was an additional person on the line. So I'm looking at the names and I'm like, okay, well maybe he's an assistant to, and I'm giving acknowledgement to job readiness coach Ms. Michelle Anderson. Great job, Mr. Buddha, Sandoro Buddha. Sorry about this. Great job. So I just thought he was Ms. Anderson's assistant. Every day, he's on, taking notes, participating, every day. So finally, when we get to the college readiness, I get an email. I don't have the link to the college readiness. So I'm like, first of all, who are you? I haven't met you. We haven't done an interview. And immediately that day, he came to the office. We did the intake process, and he has showed up every class, every day. Truly a commitment to excellence. And he reminded me of this other contractors program. I told him about this, where the class was full, and this one contractor just kept showing up. And so finally, we just made an additional slot for that. Mr. Gregor Labor. So those are just a few acknowledgements, like I said, of the many acknowledgements I could make today. And I really just want to really say thank you for your hard work and your effort. And just like my team expressed, we're behind you. So when I'm sending you emails, when I'm calling you and telling you about opportunities, we're behind you. When I'm asking you to send me your resume so we can add the PACE format, when I'm telling you about openings of different apprenticeship programs and different jobs, we're behind you. Urban League stands behind your clients. From now until you decide that you no longer want to be a client, we stand behind you. So without further ado, I'm going to bring in our closer, Ms. Patricia Sumner.
And I'm the person between you and the refreshments. So what I'm going to say, I'm going to talk for about 15, 20 minutes. So you're going to have a hell of an appetite. But to be a little bit more serious, but I joke a lot, but I'm serious in what I do. So I just want to make sure I get that across. And I did find some quotes too that I wanted to talk to, but I don't want to lecture. But these were a couple of things I saw and I liked. And I had to find it myself. Nobody gave me anything to speak to. So I just want to make sure you understand that piece of it. But these are a couple of things is that I hear people talking and talking about the commitment that you had, how you had to learn so many things, and how you had to do so many other things. Let me say this. This is one of the best teams that you can have as support to help you along because they don't give up. Because sometimes you give up, but they're there sending you an email, calling you, and I'm Ms. Frazier should be on you too. So I just want to say, Mr. Camillo, Ms. Williams, Ms. Corbin, Mr. Taylor, and Ms. Frazier. If I miss someone, Ms. Mendez, I'm sorry, there's Ms. Mendez right in front of me. Let me say this, Ms. Mendez has joined us in April. And I will say the moment she got here, she put her foot on the ground and started going and trying to help people get jobs and provide services. So. And there's no particular order, but I do want to say a couple of things, and I thought I had deleted it. I was like, okay, when I get up here, what am I going to say? But there's a couple that I want to bring to your attention. It might be 4. Graduation is the end, but also the beginning. Yeah. It is the start of a chapter written entirely by you, because you made the commitment. Okay, keep that in mind. The journey to enlightenment doesn't end when you graduate. It is only the beginning. Learning is a lifelong process. You have to think about that no matter what job. And you think about Mr. Victor, because I remember, we're putting up the gates, closing the gate, I'm doing whatever I got to do. So he continued the process. He didn't stop. It's all about learning. Graduation is a time to celebrate your accomplishments and the exciting things that lay ahead. And as you saw here with Mr. Camillo giving you awards and celebrating the fact that you stuck with it. With all the things we encountered, you need to be applauded and congratulated on what you did. So that's what I think. I got 20 more. For the most important decisions in your life, trust your intuition and then work with everything you have to prove it. Nothing is guaranteed. You have to make those commitments yourself. And I guarantee you, if you do it, your bosses will recognize it, whether or not you go out and establish your own business. And this is the last one. What now? Okay? Right. Nothing will be handed to you. And I can't stress that enough. Yeah. You have to be committed and do that extra. Because I know I'm expecting this, but if you're not doing the extra, why am I putting you ahead of the next person? So I just want you to take some of the things I said. Like I said, I do have a few more, but I'm going to let those go. I really appreciate you guys, and I appreciate the team, and I think everybody's done a wonderful job. So thank you.
And right before we leave, right before we leave, I just wanted to thank the local for coming through. A lot of people tried to come through. The Northeast Carpenters local is coming through, so I really appreciate it.
We have open enrollment, so.
Congratulations, and let's go enjoy ourselves.
Yes. You did it, y'all. You did it, y'all.